9:45 then on Thursday morning, the 17th of August, and this is a date that teenagers up and down the land will have been waiting for with bated breath. But I'm delighted to be joined now by three students from Wycombe High School and also the head teacher, Nicola Renyard, on their A-level results day. And they're smiling, so that's a good sign. But perhaps if I could start off by talking to you, Nicola, the head teacher. Obviously, there's been a lot of coverage in the press about coming up to A-level results day, this being the first year that grading is returning to so-called pre-pandemic levels. So no shortage of pressure on teenagers this summer. How have things been going at Wycombe High?
Yeah, morning, Luke. I mean, A-level results day, always a day that we sort of look to with a sense of excitement and trepidation. We sort of, as teachers, absolutely empathise with those feelings of nerves that the students are sort of increasingly feeling as we run up to the day. But we're absolutely delighted with how well our students have done this year. As you just alluded to, it's a really difficult year this year. This cohort of students didn't sit their GCSE exams due to COVID. So they've really had to use those skills of perseverance and determination through the last 2 years as they've been studying for their A-levels. And I'm really delighted to say that all of that hard work has really paid off, and it's fantastic to be celebrating with them today.
Absolutely, and waiting for that moment when you can finally see what your grades are is quite it's a nerve-wracking experience. I still remember it from quite a few years ago now. But perhaps if we could talk to a few of your students then. So we've got Alicia here, and firstly, I mean, you're smiling, so that's a good sign. So how are you feeling about your results?
Yeah, I'm really happy with my results. Yeah, I got what I needed to get into university, so I'm very pleased.
Excellent. So which A-levels did you take?
I took maths, physics, chemistry and economics.
That's quite the combination, and I imagine that obviously balancing 4 A-levels and then the wait from the summer to now must have been quite daunting.
Yes, yeah, it was a lot of work for me, but I do like to challenge myself. I never make it easy for myself, to be honest.
It certainly sounds like it's paid off. Now, what's the plan for you for after the summer?
So I'm gonna hopefully go to Cambridge and study economics there, which I'm very excited about.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations to you, and good luck for your next steps. We've also joined by Evie, the head girl. How are you feeling this morning?
Much like Alicia, really happy. Yeah, it's I've got the grades that I need to go to university and to get my first choice. So yes, again, very pleased.
Excellent. And of course, this is the first time that you've had this the experience of sitting the exams in the summer as well, because as was alluded to, you didn't get to sit sort of standard GCSEs. So did that kind of add to the sense of anticipation today, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, none of us really knew how it was going to go, how, the whole country was going to perform when we'd never sat proper exams. And like you were talking about, kind of pre-pandemic grade boundaries, all of those kind of things to worry about. It was a bit of an extra stress, but it's nice now that it's over.
Yes, it's that moment of relief when you can get past it and you've survived is definitely something not to be underestimated. And we've also got Anya with us. And so how did you get on with your results?
Pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I was really happy. Wasn't expecting it really, but yeah, just happy I've got what I need to go to university, and yeah, just happy.
Fantastic. And what will you be studying at university?
Medicine at Queen Mary's.
Fantastic. And I understand as well, we've brought the parents in too, so that no one manages to quite escape. So if we can bring in a parent, it must be quite a nerve-wracking experience for you as well.
Hi, yes, I'm Edith's mum. Yeah, it's been a long wait waiting for the results, and I'm very proud of her, and I think everybody's worked so hard. I know Edie has, and it's paid off. And I think, you know, for those that perhaps didn't do as well as they wanted to, they shouldn't give up. There's lots of options, and I know that the school are offering lots of support to people as well. But yes, we are very happy in our household.
Yes, the celebrations can begin.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm his dad, and yeah, exactly the same sort of feelings. You know, we were very impressed with how hard Anya and all of her friends have worked, particularly through, you know, the pandemic period, and then to pick that back up again and achieve the results that they will have is just, it's fantastic. It's really impressive to see. And yeah, I think, you know, I probably speak for myself, and I wanted to say that you know, the school's been a fantastic place for Anya to learn for the last 7 years, and I think it's fair to say she's going to miss it terribly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, that feeling when you've been somewhere for 7 years, it does go very quickly, and I can still remember that experience of picking up A-level results and thinking, well, that's the end of that era and on to the next challenge, and it's daunting and exciting at the same time. But perhaps if we could pick up on the point that was alluded to a moment ago about some students who might be disappointed with their results this morning. So if I come to you, Nicola, for this, what kind of avenues of support are available for people who might now be wondering about their next steps?
Yeah, we've got a large team of staff in school today supporting students who have not quite secured what they need for their next steps. Our head of sixth form and our two heads of year who work in the sixth form too, and also all of our subject leaders. It's very often the case that, you know, what appears at first very disappointing on a sheet of paper in your results is actually not quite as disappointing as it might seem. And it's just sometimes talking through that together with somebody who's got that knowledge and that expertise can be really useful just to identify what those next steps are. Students also are able to access support from UCAS if they apply to university, and the clearing system if they've not made their first offers. But delighted to say that over 80% of our students have achieved what they applied for at university, either their first choice or their insurance choice. So the vast majority of them are heading off today knowing what their next steps are and feeling very excited about it. But yeah, that support is really important. It's a moment in time, and certainly today is something to celebrate, but it's also a stepping stone in a journey that will carry on for long beyond Wycombe High School.
Absolutely fantastic achievement as well to have so many students going to their first choices. And as someone who, when not in Wycombe Sound, also works in a secondary school, I would add to the point that, you know, there is a wealth of advice and support available, and it is a high pressure day. And for you, of course, at Wycombe High, it's the first time that you've had students in person receiving their results, so that must have added a sense to the occasion as well.
Yeah, that's right. We've, over the last few years, sort of legacy of COVID, not been able to have students on site. So we were really keen now that we're able to have everybody back again. Community is a big part of what we do here. And, you know, I'm sure the students will miss it here, but we will miss them deeply. So it's a really lovely opportunity for us to sort of see them for that last time until they come back next year for their reunion evening. But yeah, it's lovely to have everybody here. There's a really nice atmosphere this morning.
And I suppose also, even with since COVID, so many things have become virtual. I'm thinking of even things like parents' evenings and such like that. Actually, having an occasion where everyone can be there in person, it is really special.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, some things are nice and convenient now, sort of as a legacy of COVID, but there is no substitute for that sort of face-to-face. And you know, it's great, some of those conveniences, but actually a really important part of what we do here at Wycombe High and what we pride ourselves on is sort of those social skills and those soft skills. And the academic success is incredible, but we want our students to leave us really well-rounded, really curious about the world, you know, really able to interact and get on with a really wide, diverse range of people. And, you know, you can only really do that by building those relationships. And it's our student and our staff relationships, but also, you know, our parents, you know, they've joined us this morning. We've had lots of parents on site too. And it's those relationships which really are the key to the success of our students.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure that now you've got the results in hand and smiles all round, it'll be time for students to start celebrating. So thank you very much for joining us this morning. And I've selected hopefully quite an appropriate song to come out of this conversation with, which is probably how a lot of students feel about finally getting to the point of seeing their results. So let's have, in a very cheesy link here, Lizzo with About Damn Time.